What it do, everybody? Welcome to another video where we start where we have left off in the last one. So the last one we kind of found out that I googled and I found an article on 20th of September that was like 3 or even more months ago that Git will replace master with main in the next month. So that probably has taken already the effect. What the hell? So we have found ourselves with a very poor language of the Git version control system, and moreover with the poor knowledge of basic version control terms. So first, this is the tree. This is the Git tree that we have printed out the last time. So let's look at this first. This is the chronological order, and I guess this is the main branch, merge branch master. And I guess this is the thing that merge branch master is the connected with this update, and this is over here. And I guess this main and this main are different, because this is clearly a different one. There's no line to here, and this is through history. Now we made an I made an admin branch and stuff like that. There was the first commit. Alright, so there are 3 interesting websites with apparently cool kind of resources that I trust. So this one is called zcode.com. It has ebooks for, let's see, this is PyQt5. I don't know what is this PyQt ebook. The ebook costs, I don't know what is PyQt. What is PyQt? What is PyQt? Quick guide. How to install PyQt in PyCharm. What is PyQt? Who is your friend? Is a model that can be used to use graphical user interfaces. Alright, that sounds pretty neat and also sounds pretty dope, but that's not what we need. Windows AP Programmer, Tkinter Programming, no. Java Swing, no. PyQt4, no. Java, no. Python, no. This is all Python, this is all Java, this is all news. Let's see, all Python, PyQt, Java, databases, Java servlets, GUI, languages, Spring Boot, I don't know, I guess that's some Java framework, Spring Framework, Kotlin, JavaScript, Symfony, C, PHP, Go, Dart. Wow, how many resources and various articles. Django file, oh, there are even some of those on Django. Interesting. Yeah, maybe I can check this out later. So much stuff to read. This is Teach Yourself Programming in 10 Years. A website translated into multiple languages. Seems legit. Seems honest. And if you want, it's really interesting, you know. I should read this in my own time, but let's search if there's anything related to Git over here. Online videos, complete text online. I don't know, I guess. Alright, I don't know. Now, this is the third website. It's kind of cringy. I think this is only funny or appealing to Americans. It's called Programming, motherfucker. Do you speak it? If I was an American, I think this would be funny to me. But this low-key, this is funny to me. So over here, did this say, as I understand correctly, they have, this is the website by people who don't like pair programming. They don't like extreme programming, Scrum, Kanban, waterfall, software craftsmanship, like XPlite, and anything else in the way of programming. We are tired of being told we're socially awkward idiots who need to be manipulated to work in a forced pair programming chain gang without any time to be creative because none of the 10 managers on the project can do programming. We must destroy the methodologies. Alright, so it says they claim to value. I mean, I'm only reading this because this website is so interesting. It's by Zed Shaw. Respect to the man. So, become a programmer. If you don't know how to code, then you can learn even if you think you can't. And then he linked. I'm gonna bookmark this page right now because he linked to his books. I'm also on a whole series of programming and SQL, and there's a huge list of free books, and we're here because of that. Over here there's a tool list on Git, and apparently we have Git, Community, Pro Git, books over here. So I think we can choose to learn from this. This is a gift from bottom up. Yeah, this free PDF, 31 pages license. So it's got basic terms. I pretty much understand all of these terms. The blob, I don't know the blob. How trees are made, beauty of commits. We're already halfway through. This seems a sum of regex syntax, but it's not. Pick, squash, edit, drop. I don't know any of this. The index, the middleman, working tree. Yeah. This uses some doing a soft reset or not to reset. It discusses some stuff that I don't seem to really get. Git for the confused. You know why people are confused with Git? Because there's so many information and they sometimes contradict each other. And that's why people are confused by Git, because there is no good tutorial, or at least I didn't find one. Oh, privacy error. Okay. Let's proceed. Bad gateway. LOL. This page doesn't exist. Okay. Okay. So I only have this book, which doesn't seem really interesting. Git version 1.5 word. Let's check the version of this Git. Okay. Unknown. This is 2.17. It's a completely different version. Okay, let's then be a real man. And let's learn not from the internet. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you internet, fuck you internet. And just open, let's just help ourselves with the help command. and some concept guides. Yeah. So we've got, if we say git help A, we get list available subcommands and some, and list help G some concept guides. So let's cheat help G. Alright. Defining attributes per path. Everyday git with 20 commands or so. A git glossary. Ignore. Specifies intentionally untracked files to ignore. Module. Defining submodule properties. Revisions. Specifying revisions and ranges for Git tutorial. A tutorial introduction to Git. An overview of recommended workflows with Git. Alright. These two seem really interesting right now for me. I hope this tutorial isn't too basic, because it's too basic I'll be just bored and get nothing from it. So let's see. Git help tutorial. Oh, and by the way, if it says for versions 1.1.5.1 or newer, that maybe means that a tutorial that is viable for 1.5.1 is also viable for 2.17.1. So we could maybe read that book. Alright. And then Git tutorial, synopsis, Git all description. This tutorial explains how to import a new project into Git, make changes to it and share changes with other developers. If you're primarily interested in using Git to fetch a project, for example, to test the latest version, you may prefer to start with the first two chapters of the Git user's manual. Now, how do I access that? In the notes. Over here. User share doc. That's an HTML file document that's stored on my local computer. Not Firefox. Let's use Brave. Because we're brave. Paste and go. Couldn't be accessed. Why, man? Why? It's not there. It's not there. Let's just Google git user manual.html. It's over here. Okay. Oh, that's a lot of stuff. Alright. There's really a lot of stuff. Bob Master. Using Git for collaboration, managing branches. Like there's like Git tutorial, Git core tutorial, Git help, Git workflows, Git everyday, the Git's user manual, Git tutorial 2. Next step. This tutorial should be enough to perform basic distributed version control for your project. However, to fully understand the depth and power of Git, you need to understand two simple ideas on which it is based. The object database is the rather elegant system used to store the history of your project, files, directories, and commits. The index file is a cache, the state of a directory tree used to create commits, check out working directories, and hold the various trees involved in a merge. I hadn't understood that. Alright, so let's see. Let's just read this description. So it says you may prefer with first two chapters. First, know that you can get the documentation for commands such as git log ref with gitman log or git help log. With the latter, you can use the manual viewer of your choice. See Git help for more information. It is a good idea to introduce yourself to Git with your name and public email address before doing any operation. Why? Why is that a good idea? You know? It is a good idea. Why? Why is it a good idea? I don't think it's a good idea. You think it's good, I think it's not. No. I say not because I don't want to share my personal information. You say it's good, but you don't say why it's good. Importing a new project, assume you have a terrible project. Alright, with your initial work, you can place it under Git revision control as follows. You just extract it. I guess you go into the folder, directory, then you initiate. Git repository. Sranga, da ga vidim polje spod. Git will reply. Initialized empty Git repository in Git. You're now initialized the working directory. You may notice a new directory called named Git, and it's hidden because it's dot in front. Next, tell Git to take a snapshot of the contents of all files under the current directory. Note the dot with git add all in this folder. Git add this. And this snapshot is now stored in a temporary staging area, which Git calls the index. I thought it was called catch. C-A-H, catch. You can permanently store the context of the index in the repository with a git commit. Now, the thing I'm wondering, Git is catch and index the same? What is the index? Alright, yeah. Are these the same thing? If so, why are there so many terms? Also, if there is this thing called git stash, which is a place where you can temporarily store changes to your working copy. And okay, I find this tool really useful, but again, this name is very similar to a bunch of other concepts in Git. This is very confusing. I agree with you, all your code. Don't forget added. What is added? Alright. Yes, the index, stage, cache are the same thing. Alright, we're pretty smart. We understand code concepts. We realize that's the same thing. Index and cached is the same thing for our understanding. So let's Google again. Why is it a good idea to introduce yourself to Git? Why is it a good idea to introduce yourself to Git? Introduce yourself to Git. Yeah. Why you should use Git for personal? That's not related. What is it and how to use it? Why should migrate? Alright, Git, why share personal address? Why would you share it? You know, why does Git, I mean, what is Git? Is Git like a company? Does Git uses your email address to identify you as well as do other tasks such as sign a tag with a GPG key. Your email address does get embedded as part of your identity in commit logs, etc., along with name specify, for example, the author field in the commit log. So I guess if you are a Russian hacker and you use Git, it is maybe better to not give your name and your email address. Alright, so that's why you need it. So the author can be achieved in the programming and other world. Alright. This will prompt you a commit message. You've now stored the first version of your project in Git, making changes. Modify some files, then add their updated to the index, git add file. Alright, you're now ready to commit. You can see what is about to be committed using git diff with a cached option. Okay. So you can see the index with the cached option. it would be good if they reference that, if they said, yo, you can see index what is about to be committed. Alright, without catch, git diff will show you any changes that you've made but not yet added to the index. Alright, here it references it. You can also get a brief summary of the situation with git status. Git status on branch master, changes to be committed. That's a brief one. What is modified? Yeah, we know all of that, but this is an interesting one. You know, it's called to the place called index, and we can see when we add files with cached option. Alright, if you need to make any further adjustments, do so now, and then add newly modified content to the index. Finally, commit your changes with git commit. This will again prompt you a message describing the change, and then record a new version of the project. Alright, alternatively, instead of running git add beforehand, you can use git commit add, which will automatically notice any modified but not new, good to save files, add them to the index, and commit, all in one step. A note on commit messages. Though not required, it is a good idea to begin the commit message with a single short, less than 50 character line, summarizing the change, followed by a blank line and then a more thorough description. The text up to the first blank line in a commit message is treated as a commit title, and that title is used throughout Git. For example, git format patch turns a commit into email, and it uses the title on the subject line and the rest of. Wow, this is really interesting. That's really interesting. No, for real, that's really interesting, you know. We'll try doing that. To git format patch turns a commit into email, and alright, interesting. We'll do that from now on. But if you make atomic changes like us, it isn't that useful. Git tracks content, not files. Many revision control systems. Why do you say revision control, not version control systems? What is the difference between revision control and version control? I don't know. I give up on this one. So an add command, provide an add command that tells the system to start tracking changes to a new file. Git's add command does something simpler and more powerful. Git add is used both for new and newly modified files. In both cases, it takes a snapshot of the given files and stages that content in the index ready for the inclusion in the new commit. So it says in both cases it takes a snapshot of the given file and stages the content in the index ready for inclusion in the next commit. The given files and stages that content takes a snapshot of the given files and stages that content in the index ready for inclusion in the next commit. Git add is used both for new and newly modified files, and in both cases it takes a snapshot of the given files, alright, and stages that content in the index ready for. Yeah, but you just say, and in this you compare Git to other stuff and it says it's more powerful, and then you use this mark like you will explain it, but you don't explain the difference with other ones. Start. Okay, maybe I'm getting angry for no reason. So this is viewing project history, but now we shall wrap up this video and continue later. Alright, have a nice one. See you in another one.